We bought the first book on Kindle because it was like on sale for like $3.
Sale got us.
It was like Amazon Prime Day or something.
It was only $3, but have we utilized that $3? No.
We will. I will.
Okay.
It's on my list.
Sorry. Continue.
All right, welcome back to another episode of David and Gabby's Book Club. I'm David. This is my beautiful wife, Gabby.
Hey, everyone.
And this is a podcast where we just chill out, hang out, and we talk about books and book-related topics.
Yeah, today we're going to talk about books we want to read in 2026. We're going to hit a little bit on books we have read, and then just books on the horizon. I think just in general, I feel at least in my own personal life to kind of stay away from a book slump. Maybe not I feel like a book slump and a reading slump are two different things, right? In my experience, if I don't have a book to turn to after I finish reading a book, it tends to take longer to pick up another book. I feel like that is what I would describe as a book slump. Whereas a reading slump, it's like, it's not a lack of available titles that sound good.
Yeah.
It's just that like I don't want to read in general. So, but I feel like to avoid a book slump, it's a good idea to just keep an idea of books that sound good.
Yeah. And so we're just going to talk about the books that we have on the horizon, at least for things we're wanting to read this upcoming year in 2026. It's a little late to the party. We're filming this mid-February. It's probably going to be posted late February, early March, but
We got there.
yeah, we got
Still
there.
26.
Yep.
Before the midpoint.
Yep.
Still could be described as early 2026.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and I think this year we are, if you haven't noticed, I mean, you might not have noticed, we are wanting to commit to this book club this year. So we've gotten, I think at this point, 3 or 4 episodes
And pretty consistently.
So we're gonna try to be more consistent this year with this podcast and take it more seriously. But yeah, and then we're just gonna decide kind of what direction we want to go this year with the books we want to read and just our overall goals, kind of like not specific goals, but just talking about what we want to accomplish this year with reading.
I feel like it's an interesting dynamic, partially because like we do this podcast, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like we usually read a fair amount of the same books every year, but both of us definitely like veer off and follow our own book interests every now and then.
I feel like we both share a common one in like fiction/fantasy.
Yeah.
We like the similar things there, but then I feel like everyone always branches off from that genre to something else to get like palate cleansers or whatever, or just a change of pace. And I feel like those change of paces for us are very different.
Yes, absolutely. Like I think a couple of years ago, didn't you go through like a Stephen King, maybe not like the horror, but like definitely
Stephen King books are good. I need
like
to get
some serial killer.
I forgot about that. I'm going to write it.
Oh goodness. Maybe I shouldn't have brought that up. There are just some things I don't need in my mind. Which I think that, the assassination book, the JFK assassination book that he wrote.
Yeah, the 11/23/90 something. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The one that's a date.
Yeah.
I think that would be kind of cool. But anyways, I was going to say, I'm glad that we're having this conversation about books that we want to read in the upcoming year, because it's like we kind of have to get a little bit on the same page about what we're going to read.
Yeah, and you like plans. More than I do.
Yes, I do. I really enjoy plans. And I feel like it's been game changing to have a bullet journal. I don't maybe utilize a bullet journal to a T as it is intended, but
I mean, same here.
having it very consistently for over a year and a half now, I feel like has been game changer. So now whenever I hear of a title that seems interesting, I just write it down on my page for books that sound good to read.
Yep. And for me, I think writing something on a piece of paper is better for my processing and brainstorming and just thinking creatively in general, I think is a lot more helpful, less distracting. But anyways, that's not really what we're talking about this episode. We might talk about it in another episode, but
yeah, there you go. I also, I think that like if we're looking to the next full year of what we're going to read, I think that like kind of getting a picture of what our year looks like is helpful for me. I feel like we're coming out of a season where I maybe had some extra capacity and could do more. And I feel like we're entering a season like with jobs and everything else that like my capacity for like 2 years ago, I read like 40 books.
Yeah.
Last year I read like 30. This year we're in the third full week. We're beginning the third week of February and I've read 3 books.
Yeah.
I have like half of 3 other books read, but
yeah. Yeah. I've definitely been like in kind of like a reading slump myself. I think partially due to just wanting to upgrade my computer, and we're wanting to get a home gym, and so like I've just been researching a lot for both of those. And if you're in the PC building community, then you know that this is like the worst time to need to upgrade your computer because AI has jacked up the prices of computer parts. So by like multiple times. Like I was looking at prices last summer and decided not to build it last year, and RAM prices went from, like, to put in perspective for non-computer people, like I was going to get 96 gigabytes of RAM for my computer.
You've already lost non-computer people. Just tell them how much they've increased.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm getting 96 gigabytes of RAM. That cost last summer, it was like $260 was what I was looking to buy a RAM, 96 gigs of RAM for. You look it up today and it's over $800 for that same stick of RAM. Yeah, and it's just insane. Like
4 times as expensive.
Yeah, it's just
3 to 4 times
insane. So yeah, but yeah, like I think like that's just consumed a lot of my free time and time and energy is like thinking about what I want to do with my computer, like how I want to build it, different things. Like, do I want to water cool it? Do I not want to water cool it? And I'm losing the PC people again, or non-PC people again. But
yeah,
I just like,
yeah, I'm already over here, like kind of zoning out a little bit. Like,
yeah, it's just, that's just been more consuming my mind than wanting to get through Empire of Silence or I finished Empire of Silence, but right now I'm on Howling Dark. And so my free time, I'm just been defaulting to PC stuff or home gym stuff, then reading, which I need to get back to. Like I think I've done enough research on a lot of it.
Yeah, I need to get back to. The returns are diminishing for sure.
Yeah, so I need to get back to like default to reading. Yeah. So I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, I think like for me specifically, I think that just knowing that I'm going into a season of like having less capacity, mentally specifically, I think I really want to lean into books that intrigue me. This could be wrong, but my prediction is I'm going to probably DNF more books this year than I did last year. Just because I think my strategy this year is that like if it's a slog to get through and like I'm not wanting to turn to it, then now like not to say that it's never going to be like the right time to read that book, but yeah, now like this time, like I think reading specifically is a really good thing. I think it stretches my mind. I think it is a way better form of relaxation, way more rewarding than like spending, like I feel so much better spending 15 minutes reading than 15 minutes on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
But this year, at least the beginning of this year, I need the barrier to entry to be really low for like getting into reading. Kind of like when you started, it was like you wanted to hop into The Lord of the Rings. And it was like, that doesn't feel like a good choice. Like, let's set the bar lower, right? Like, let's start with Aragon because that was written for...
Or I wanted to jump into Dune. It was Dune, yeah.
Right. It's just like, it's just written in a style that's so different than how we talk. And I do think that I don't know that like the science, I would be interested to hear about the science of just how our brains work with reading, because I definitely notice, just from my personal experience, when I do read consistently, it is easier to read. It is easier to comprehend and read things that stretch my mind a little bit more. Like, we read the Bible every morning, and there for a while, like, I had taken a break from it for a minute, and I got back into it, and I was like, this is like hard. But now that's not hard.
Yeah.
Right? I think that there's definitely something to, just reading. The more you read, the easier it is to read, I think. And I also think the more you read things that challenge you, like in your thought process and like just comprehension wise, I think the easier. I think it's the same as like weightlifting almost. It's like if you're reading something that stretches you, like vocabulary wise or concept wise, I think that you're going to be better off for it. I think I've noticed that after I read like just a little bit of something that like stretches me a little bit, like learning something new, if I do that at the beginning of the day, I noticed last week I did that one day, and the rest of my day I was like super engaged with just work in general, and like a little less zoned out and like more curious about things. And
Yeah, I have noticed, like, even just yesterday, when we were grilling or like the kids were playing outside, instead of like having my iPad or something, like in between waiting on the grill or whatever, I had my book. And even that, like, it's just, I feel like when you are on like online, whether it be Instagram or Facebook Marketplace or YouTube or whatever, like, I feel like I'm in a fog afterwards when like reading.
It like almost brings things into focus.
Yeah, you're almost clear. Your mind is cleared. So yeah, you just feel a whole lot better. It's just
So like I guess like circling back, that was a really big tangent, but I want to prioritize reading, not just because of this podcast, but because of like I see a lot of benefits to reading.
Yeah.
But also I don't want to set the bar unrealistically high for this season of my life. I guess is what I'm saying. Like, even though that would have been reasonable last year, maybe not this year.
I totally agree. I actually had like last year, my list of things I wanted to read last year was pretty ambitious is the word I was looking for. Ambitious. It was very ambitious. But I think this time I don't have very many books because, like you said, like the season of our life, like even if I defaulted to reading, like we've had a lot less time and it's been a lot more slow going and
definitely a slow burn.
Yeah. So, we do want to still do this podcast, try to do it every week. Yeah. But the number of books we might be reading and going through might be a little less. We might be doing more topical stuff, maybe taking some breaks between books, or I don't know.
Maybe doing like sections of books at a time.
Or sections of books at a time, yeah. So like when Red God comes out, we'll do like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6.
I make no such commitment.
But yeah, well, we might do it more that way and do a few more topical stuff. Heck, like Narnia, we might do like 1 or 2 books a video, depending on, because those books are so small. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay, so should we start with? I mean, we've kind of already. Do you have any other?
We can start with like what we've already talked about, like what reading has been like the past or so far this year. Do you want to go through like the books you've read so far this year?
Sure. Let me get to that list. Highly recommend getting just a spot where a lot of people utilize Goodreads. Yeah. I just couldn't get past the date system in Goodreads if you're not reading on Kindle. It really annoyed me. So writing it down is I know that's like such a small critique, but it was enough for me. So I've read 3 books so far, Shadow of What Was Lost, which that took me a long time to get through.
Wait, you read that?
I finished that this year.
The Lycanius trilogy? You mean you're talking about The Strength of the Few?
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, go ahead and write that down correctly.
Good night. The Shadow of What Was Lost is the first book in the Lycanius trilogy. That's what I was like.
It's by the same author. I'm also really bad at remembering, but the names
Holy
of books.
wow.
Whoops. Okay, so
That was a very memorable book.
So Strength of the Few was the first book that I finished this year. It took me a long time to get through that one. I definitely started at the end of 25. I reread The Hiding Place by Corrie ten Boom, which is amazing. It's on my top books of forever. And it's been a long time. I was thinking about it. I think the last time I read it was 2013 and it's 2016.
And the kids got a hold of it. And so a lot of the pictures from the middle section are...
It's definitely worse for wear. But I mean, it survived. And then the third one that I finished is called The Life-Giving Table. But I think
do you want to give a synopsis of what The Hiding Place... We have a review of the Strength of the Few. It's the second book in the Hierarchy saga or series after The Will of the Many. So we have a review of that.
Yeah, if you're interested. It's a fantasy book based in a hierarchical world. If I said that word correctly.
Yeah.
The Hiding Place is a story of a woman whose family lived in Holland. I think it was Holland during World War II. And it's the story of they had really strong Christian beliefs and they helped the Jewish people in that area as they were being really targeted and attacked by Nazi Germany. And it's the story about how, it's on the back of the book, she and her family are taken because they're found out that they're helping the Jews. And it's her story of just walking through the tribulation and just her faith journey through that. How she saw the Lord work. And
it's a true story, right?
It's a true story.
I don't know if you said that or not.
Yes, it is a true story. Yeah, you can Google the house that they lived in and all of that good stuff, which it's crazy to think that hasn't even been 100 years ago.
Yeah.
It kind of, just reading it kind of seems like the world was just so different.
Oh, yeah.
Back then compared to now, which is crazy. And then The Life-Giving Table is about how you can... I'm trying to think of a good synopsis for it. It revolved a lot around how you can utilize your table as not just a place to provide nutrients for your family, but provide soul-giving situations for your family, whether that's consistent celebrations like birthdays and making those special to consistent times eating down and eating together, and not just eating together, but talking together and how to facilitate conversation that is deep and meaningful. And also touched on providing food that is nutrient dense and just all around nourishing table.
Yeah.
Which is really good. I really enjoy the topic of food. So
yeah, we've been learning a lot about food.
Yes.
I think we said that last time, but last year, because it was our first few months after I had gotten diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. But even in the last year or last few months, we've learned so much more about food and just being healthy. And
it's crazy how many rabbit holes you can go down in the area labeled health and food and nutrition, and how many varying opinions I guess there are on the topic. But I think over the last year, we've definitely been leaning towards different avenues, different lines of thought that I think has been helpful and good. And I think reflective of real life changes in our lives. So,
yeah. So hopefully we look healthier than we did last year at this time when we talked about 2025.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully we look even healthier next year when we talk about 2027.
Yeah, which is crazier because we're getting older. I'm in my 30s now.
Yeah. I've been in my 30s. You just recently
I've
entered
just
your
recently
30s.
entered, yes. I've joined the club.
Welcome.
It's okay. My memory apparently is not great. Strength of the few. Whoops.
Wow. Yeah. So for me, it's been bad. I haven't been reading a whole lot. I read The Empire of Silence, or I think it's just Empire of Silence. It is the Sun Eater series by Christopher Rocchio. And I've heard great things about it. It's an epic sci-fi, and a lot of people say like you would like it. It's very like Red Rising adjacent, if that makes sense. If you like Red Rising, you'll probably like Empire of Silence and the Sun Eater. And it's very interesting. The first book, I would say it went like the very beginning is really good. Then it just slows way down, and then the very end is pretty good. Not even like amazing. It's just pretty good at the end, and it's just I don't know. It was so weird because you follow Hadrian Marlowe, which is the main character, and
Sorry. My nose is so stuffy right now.
yeah, Gabby's getting over it. We all had some virus in our kids had it, and I had it, and
It's my turn.
now it's Gabby's turn, and so I just got over it like the end of last week, and Gabby just got it at the end of last week, and so she's the last one to get it. But anyways, so you follow like Hadrian Marlowe, but it literally opens with the fact that he's basically like it's written like an autobiography. It's obviously fiction because it's science fiction, but it's written by Hadrian Marlowe telling his story. And so he's talking about how he's known as like, he's basically looked at as like the devil. Like he's a terrible person, and he is called the Sun Eater because he literally like blew up a sun, or like destroyed a sun and destroyed that whole
Galaxy.
solar system. The whole solar system that lived off that sun, he just completely wiped out. Like,
So worse than Thor. Not
Yeah.
Thor. What's the Thanos? Worse than Thanos.
well, Thanos did half of the universe.
I know, but like he did like a full universe.
Not a full universe. It's just a solar system.
Oh.
Because this is the point where it's like, it's not our sun. Like you could go anywhere in the universe.
Whoa.
So it's very like.
Oh my deep.
So he destroyed a sun and destroyed like a whole species of people, and he's just seen as just a terrible person.
I think that could classify you as being terrible.
Yeah. It's
Terrible.
like-
Terrible.
Yeah, just being known as
Awful.
being known as the person who ended a entire not just race but like species of being. It was another intelligent species. But yeah, so you're just like, wait, what? Okay, and you don't know anything about that other than the fact that he did it, and he's a terrible person, and he's just like, it's not that simple though. And it's just basically a story of how he got there, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so it like the story is before that happened.
Yes.
Leading up to that
Yeah.
happening. Does that happen by the end of book one?
No, I think it happens at the end of the end of the series. I don't know. Like it looks like the seventh book just came out, and the cover of the seventh book is a guy like this with something blowing up behind him. So I'm assuming that's Hadrian Marlowe with the sun exploding at the end.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, it is interesting. He's like a big person in the empire, and his dad is like his dad's not the emperor, but his dad is he's in charge of like a system of planets, and so he's very high up and powerful, and he's the heir to that, but like his dad is just a terrible person and hates him, and like it's just the whole story of basically how he just fell from grace, essentially, from being the heir to the system or whatever his dad is in charge of, to like a nobody and an outcast. It's weird because it jumps around so much that you just don't really know where it's going, and you don't really know like what to like hold on to in terms of like, okay, what's going to be the norm here, or what's going on. Okay. You don't really know because he's like jumping around, not in time, but like he's here for a little bit, then he goes to here for a little bit, then like he's an outcast essentially doing different things. And so you don't really know what's going to stick or whatever. So it's a little weird in that sense. And then the end, it very much feels like it's not really going anywhere. And then the end, it's like something pops up and you're like, oh, okay, so that's where the whole series is going, if that makes sense. Okay. So it's very much like it's a weird book. The very beginning was really good, in my opinion. I was like, man, you just feel for the guy because all these just bad things are happening to him, and he just can't win. This guy can't win, and you just feel for him. But then it just like quickly becomes like aimless of just like, okay, where are we going with this? Like, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But then the end is just like, oh, okay, that's where we're going. Mm-hmm. But it's like not even like, we just did the Lycanius trilogy review, and the big criticism was that they did a lot of stuff that seemed aimless, but like in the end, it's like, okay, that's why this stuff happened. It's not even that sense in this book. It's just like, this seems aimless, and then we get here, but this was not connected to any of this stuff that seemed aimless when I read it.
Yeah.
It was weird in that sense, but it was enough to where it's like, okay, now there's an objective that we're going towards. Okay. So,
and it's not, it is going to end up in blowing up a sun, but
yeah. So you know, it's going to end up blowing up a sun, but you don't know how or where. And like, from all angles, it looks like Hadrian Marlowe's like a really good guy, and you're like cheering for him, and you're just like, how does this guy become like the worst human in existence? Yeah. Type thing. So I'm like partially the way through the second book right now, and it's going slow. Again, I don't know if it's the book, if it's as much as it is just like our time of life right now. And like I said, like I'm not defaulting to read it. Yeah. I'm defaulting to other things. Yeah. So I think I just need to just focus on it more. And yeah, I want to like it. Yeah. And I don't hate it. It's just not like hooking. It hasn't hooked me yet. And that's what I'm hearing so many people talk about, like how this book has this series has just hooked them and like has a hold on them, and they just can't stop reading it. And it's like, I'm waiting for that to happen, and it just hasn't happened yet. If that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, no, it makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. But that's the only book that I've read so far this year. I have started, if some of you are creatives or anything, a lot of people have probably heard of them, but I have Austin Kleon's books. So it's Steal Like an Artist is his most famous one. Then the second one is like Show Your Work, and the third one is I don't even know what the third one was called. I don't know. I don't remember. I mean, it's right up there. I'm just gonna look at it. Keep Going is the third one. So Steal Like an Artist, Show Your Work, and Keep Going. And it's books for like creatives and artists and stuff, and like how not to be a starving artist or whatever. And Steal Like an Artist I've read before, and I loved it. That's why I grabbed all three of them. They're very short reads. And I started reading Show Your Work, and I just didn't finish it. So I want to finish those two, the last two, Show Your Work and Keep Going. So yeah, they're very good books. It's like very good. So especially if you're creative or wanting to pursue a career of being a creative or some sort. So yeah. I've started 3 books that I'm in the middle of that I haven't finished. Yeah. I've started Folks This Ain't Normal. I've started Deep Nutrition, and I've started Dumbing Us Down.
and I'm about halfway through all of them. But then my library loan ended on Folks This Ain't Normal, and I had to give it back because there were holds on it, so I couldn't renew it, which was really sad. And then I had been listening to Deep Nutrition, but honestly, that was just interesting me more than dumbing us down. So I'm in the middle of 3 books.
I mean, do you want to talk about deep nutrition, or what's deep nutrition?
So Deep Nutrition, I was listening to a podcast, and I've heard like the name seed oils thrown around this last year. I think most of us have. If you haven't, they're just oils derived from seeds. So canola, soybean, sunflower. Yeah, so any oil derived from seeds. And this podcast was talking about, I think, the lady where all of the seed oil controversy has originated from. And it was her saying like how bad seed oils are for your health, and then just she called them 4 pillars of health that she has found in her research, that if you live by those 4 pillars, that chances are, at least in regards to what nutrition can provide your life, you'll have a fairly healthy life. So I don't think I even finished the podcast, but I got to the 4 pillars that she talked about, and she was talking about like some of the bad things about seed oils. I was like, that sounds interesting. And so she was talking about the books that she wrote, and one of them was Deep Nutrition. I was like, I'll check it out. This thing is massive.
You were saying like it's almost like a Bible for nutrition.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think that you can probably see the density of this.
It's like a long fantasy novel.
But like, there's so much science. And so it's definitely been one of those books that I was talking about where it's challenging me to like comprehend what it is saying sometimes, just because there's so much scientific talk. But I think that has been good for just my thought processes overall. Well, I will preface this with saying that I think her work is pretty controversial. And it definitely is countercultural to the way a lot of us eat. And so she's just going into the science. So far, I've made it to the fact that she thinks that our genes are dependent on our nutrition, and that the average American diet is very lacking in nutrients. Even though we have a lot of calories, there are a lot of calories that don't lend to our health. And she is talking specifically about the calories we get from vegetable oils, and how basically our bodies use oxidation for a lot of really good things, but some of the remnants of oxidation can lead to not so great things, and that's just like part of how we age, right? How we get wrinkles and different things like that. It's our bodies, our cells. I'm doing a poor job of explaining this. But anyways, the vegetable oils, the reason that they're so bad, she's saying, is because they trigger a lot of oxidative reactions that are not natural and lead to a lot of damage to our cells, and that just end up resulting in more problems. And now she's attacking sugar, and so that's hitting home because David's sugar levels have been high, and so I'm like, oh man. Yeah, I think that there, just because of all of the scientific research she has done, I think that there's some validity to what she's saying. I don't think it's gospel, but yeah, it's definitely challenging the way that I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think it's good to read a lot of this stuff because it's, even though a lot of them are extreme, and it's like, okay, I don't even know if that's possible to do this by a T.
Yeah.
It's still like, if this is doing it by the T and it's like far over to the side and you're like way over on the other side, even just reading it, like even if you don't follow it by a T, it still moves the needle in that direction. And the result is you're being healthier. Right. So I think that's like, I think it's doing everything to a T. What she says is like,
well, I don't know.
Difficult.
I don't know. I haven't gotten to the part of what she recommends.
Oh, okay.
I've just gotten to the part of like why she has declared vegetable oil is public enemy number 1 and sugar is public enemy number 2. That's where I've gotten so far.
Yeah.
So that's been funny. Challenging, like my mind reading it, and also just like challenging how are we living, and
yeah,
are we setting like ourselves up for success and our children up for success?
Yeah.
Folks, this ain't normal. So halfway through that, but I had to give it back. But I was getting really into that one. It's about this like regenerative, he calls himself a regenerative farmer, maybe in Virginia, definitely on the East Coast. And he's just talking about how the way that we live our lives today is just not normal. It seems very normal to us, but he's like, it's not normal that like the average person doesn't have like a backyard garden. It's not normal that like people don't know how to can or ferment or do any type of food preservation. It's not normal to ship all of these foods from around the country to your grocery store. Like it's just a lot of these things aren't normal, and how some of them are leading to like not great things. So I now want to make a garden in our backyard, and David is kind of challenging.
You wanted to get chickens and go move to a farm.
I wanted that for a hot second, but now I've realized it's not reasonable. So I've lowered my standards. I have like a little herb garden because herbs really thrive on neglect. And so that's been working out the last few years. But now I want to like maybe grow some actual food that we can do something with. I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of, I have lofty goals. I always have lofty goals. And then, I mean, if you don't aim high, you'll shoot too low. And then the last book, Dumbing Us Down, is about how it's a teacher's, basically a collection of his essays about how the public school system is hurting us as a civilization instead of helping us in a lot of ways.
They're failing us.
See, and a lot of this stemmed, if I'm going to be honest, from there was an Instagram reel and this lady was like, here are 5 books that like really changed like the way that I parent. And I'm like, all right, going to put all of those on hold at the library all at once.
I do remember that.
And so that's where a lot of those came from. The deep nutrition came from the podcast, but
that's been our year so far.
Yeah, so far.
Do we want to go into what we want to read for this year? So I'm going to start with, this is probably going to be what we read next, I think. Mm-hmm. Have we decided officially that's what we want to do next?
Unofficially, yeah.
Unofficially.
I lost
going to read.
Did you follow that? Be honest.
No, I said officially, unofficially, but then, or unofficially, officially.
Oh, like it's 2 separate things?
So it's like 2 separate things.
Okay.
Not like, yeah.
Anyways.
Because I don't know which way it goes.
I don't either.
Unofficially, officially.
Officially, unofficially. Unofficially, officially. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, anyways.
We are going to read Narnia next. Are we going to start with The Magician's Nephew or do it the right way?
I feel like by that statement, we'll do it whatever way is the right way.
Are we going to do a release date or are we going to do
I feel like you're
numerical?
You've been a very release date pro like advocate today
most of the time.
Recently. So
most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how we'll do it.
Okay.
I was thinking like those would be fun if we could like earmark to read those together.
Oh, like us reading it together. Yeah, we were talking about like that doing. We did it during COVID with the Harry Potter series. We had just gotten the 4 at that time. Only 4 of them were out of the illustrated copies. Gabby's work was dead slow. I was only working part-time at the time, and so most of that Gabby was working from home. And like anytime she didn't have something to do for work, like we would just be taking turns reading aloud the illustrated copies of the Harry Potter. And that was really fun. We literally read through all of them and like reading them out loud to each other, like taking turns.
The whole series is 33 hours.
Wow. I think we can do that.
So The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, they're all about like 4 or 5 hours.
3, 4, 5 hours. That's doable.
Yeah, I think so. And that's like an audiobook, which I feel like takes longer, I think, than us just sitting down and reading it.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, if we're reading it out loud, that's essentially what an audiobook is. Just reading it out loud.
I guess that's fair. Maybe reading it out loud would take longer than reading it in my head. But yeah, I think that could be like a fun default date night situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we might do that.
Yeah, I think
we're definitely going to try it.
Yeah.
If it goes way too slow,
yeah,
then we might steer off of that. But yeah, we're going to do Narnia next. Mm-hmm. Starting with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to do one book an episode or two, or like throw 2 books together for each episode. I don't know what we're going to do for that.
I think that'll be a feel for when we read it.
Yeah. Because like, yeah, this is going to be, have you read it multiple times?
Once.
You've read it once. Okay. So you've only read it once. I haven't read them at all. I've watched the movies. Only 2 of them. I didn't even watch the 3rd. Didn't even watch The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. But yeah, I only watched the first 2. Yeah, that one, I'm actually pretty pumped for that one.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon after we can read it to our kids. Once they get old enough, I don't know how the age would be, the appropriate age for Chronicles of Narnia.
I don't know. I don't think you have to be terribly old, like maybe 5.
Yeah.
You just have to be old enough to like pay attention.
Yeah. I mean, a lion is crucified.
I feel like to some extent, like that means more the more you understand about life. There is a naivety to being little.
So yeah, that's the first one that we had on, at least I had it on my list. And I think we wanted to do Dune as well. I wanted to do Dune next, but you were saying like because of our like
I don't know about Dune this
season
year.
of life.
Dune I have Dune like on mine with a little asterisk.
Oh, okay. Maybe seeing how.
Yeah, like it can be earmarked, but I feel like the last time that we tried this was a very similar season of life, and I don't know that it's the best time.
So we're gonna start with Narnia. Depending on how Narnia goes, we may or may not
do Dune. Yeah.
Who knows? Do you want me to just go through mine? Because I think those are the only 2 that I have for us both that we've like talked about potentially doing.
Yeah.
And then, so like my other ones is obviously, I want to finish Howling Dark.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to completely commit to reading the next one. The next one's called Demon in White.
Okay.
I think it's going to be after I finish Howling Dark, I'm going to make a decision of whether or not I'm going to go into the next one or just like take a break from the series. Because I don't know, I've heard some people say that like Howling Dark really is when it starts like to hook you, but if that never comes, then I don't think
maybe it's
just not for me. Yeah, I don't know. I at least get to the point where it's like I want to find something that I want to read more than hoping to want to read. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Sure.
So does anyone else had that like just you're reading something and you're like it sounds like something I'm gonna love. A lot of people have loved it, and like you just keep going hoping you're gonna get to that point, and sometimes it never comes, but sometimes it does. But do you guys ever have that like that hope just pulling you along?
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's what's pulling me along so far with Sun Eater. I'll keep you guys updated if it does get the hooks in me. I'm hoping it does, because it looks sweet. It looks awesome. So yeah, I have that, and then I want to start an epic fantasy. Not like I think the last time I was like, we're gonna finish the Stormlight Archives and finish the Wheel of Time, and like none of that happened. And so, especially with our last experience with epic fantasy, which was the Dandelion Dynasty, I think just getting a start on an epic fantasy would be good. Just because if the standard is like Dandelion Dynasty in terms of like how slow it is, I think I'm just gonna have to give it a lot of space and time to really cook.
There you go.
In the slow cooker.
Yep.
So I would either want to read The Way of Kings or the first book in the Wheel of Time. I don't know what that book is.
I don't know.
I think I looked it up once, but I don't know what the first book of the Wheel of Time is. So, I was thinking either The Way of Kings or The Wheel of Time.
Okay.
Fantasy. Just starting it, like 1, maybe 2 books this year in one of those 2 series.
Okay.
So, yeah. Do you want to give some of yours, or do you want me to keep going and just do all of mine and then all of yours?
I want to go.
Yeah, go.
Okay, so I have Wild Dark Shore.
Ooh.
Which I don't know that I remember the synopsis really well, but I think it's about these people that live on an island and a body washes up and it's like, what happened to this body? I think. So kind of like a murder mystery.
That sounds fun.
I think it'd be one that like would be a one-off that we would both enjoy. That wouldn't be like the commitment of it was very highly rated last year.
Yeah.
On a lot of lists, and it has a long wait on the library. Like I've had it on hold for at least a month now, and I'm still at like a 9-week probable till the hold comes up. So there's that.
Oh, that's something we should try is another like just one-off fantasies. Like there are some like that are really highly rated.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Like the one off the top of my head is like the Piranesi. Have you seen that? It almost looks like what's that one guy who trained Hercules in the Hercules movie?
The like goat guy?
Yeah. It almost looks like that on the cover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Piranesi. I've heard great things about that, and it's a one off. And it's a shorter book. And then there's another one that's like famous for like in fantasy that like it's really good. I can't think of the name of it right now, but I'll look it up. Like maybe I think that'd be good. Just that'd be an easy sorry, there's a big delivery truck driving by our house, and our neighbor is mowing, so hopefully that's not picked up on the mics, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Also, it's February
and he's mowing the lawn.
The grass yard is green.
The grass is still dead.
Yeah. But he's getting all the leaves.
Yep. Anyways, I think that would be good. Like a good starting point after Narnia.
Oh, yeah.
Is like some one-offs that aren't like huge commitments. And then we work our way up to...
we would both enjoy.
Yeah, so like that one could be on the list, and then Piranesi, and then maybe something... That third one, I don't remember what it was called. But...
Yeah.
Something about a sword, I think.
I've heard... So... The next few have been like recommended to me, I feel like, but I don't know a whole lot about the series. The Ministry of Time. I think it's a time travel romance, which previously today we talked about how time travel makes my mind spin. So now I'm thinking that maybe I need to look into like how much time travel is actually involved in that. Because maybe that's not a good choice. But I also don't know like how clean it is. So I need to look into that to see if that's a good choice. But those are the things that I need to look into. It's a possibility. The Spell Shop, I had a sister recommend that as like a nice, it's actually on our bookshelf because she gave it to me, so that's on my list. It's like a cozy read. And then I had another sister recommend a long time ago the Lightbringer series by Brent Weeks. So there's 5 books in the series.
Is that one that like Christian fantasy or something? Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe it's something else that I'm thinking of.
Like I said, these I haven't done much research on. They've just been recommended to me. So, and then I have The Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson.
Oh, it's another one-off. Like I think it's technically in the Cosmere.
Yeah.
Tress of the Emerald Sea or something like that.
Yeah. Yes, Tress of the Emerald Sea. I have Little Women on here just because I've been hearing about it a lot recently and I've never read it.
That's the movie, right?
Yeah, there's a movie on it. Yeah, there's stuff. I think like Emma
Emma Watson.
Watson's in it. Yeah.
Hermione.
Yeah.
Hermione.
Yes.
Some might say.
And then I have Dune and Red Rising on here, but like honestly, this is probably not the year for
Rising, Red.
like it's on my list, but the more that this year goes on, the less likely that is going to come up.
That's why we gotta do it quick. Gotta do it now.
No, I think that is
Before Red God comes out.
When does that come out?
He hasn't announced it yet.
Okay, then I don't need to read it right now. That means it's not this year.
No, it's rumored to be this year.
If it's rumored to be this year, then they should come out with a release date.
Pierce Brown says he's not going to do a release date until he's done with the book.
So he's not done with the book?
He's not done with the book. He wants it to be perfect.
Okay.
And I respect him for that. So give him time. Okay.
I'm not. I'm probably not. I have it on the list with like asterisks. So that's where I'm at.
I think you would really enjoy Lightbringer. I'm just saying, if you can get to Lightbringer. I mean, you liked the original trilogy.
Yeah, yes and no. I liked the first book. The other books, they like once it got from like a school Hunger Games situation to like outer space war, that's where you lost me a little bit.
I can't believe you.
I mean, I think that's where it got really cool for you, but like that's where I was like, that's not what I loved about the first one. So. Anyways, what are some more on your list?
Some more on mine. I had the Bloodsworn trilogy. I tried reading the first book, but it was like right after our youngest was born, and so I was just it was very hard to like
the Vikings
focus.
one?
Yeah, it was like in a very like Nordic theme thing. Yeah, we bought the first book on Kindle because it was like on sale for like $3.
Sale goddess.
Yeah, the sale goddess. It was like Amazon Prime Day or something.
It's only $3, but have we utilized that $3? No.
We will. I will.
Okay.
It's on my list.
Sorry. Continue.
So that one's the Shadow of the Gods is what that one is. The first one in the
You wonder
Bloodsworn
why I
trilogy.
get confused. Okay, so let's just go back and reference. What was all of the names? So we have Shadow of What Was Lost. What was that one called? The
Shadow of the Gods.
Shadow of the Gods. And then we have the Strength of the Few. All of the S's, multiple shadows. No wonder. Continue.
Anyways, so I have that. And then I have Red God, all caps, underlined, stars around it.
If it comes out this year, because there's not a release date.
You need to be patient.
And
trust the process. Trust the process.
I mean, how long after a book is finished does it take to get into production?
This is the last book of the entire series.
I believe you that you will buy it and we will read it. You will read it, and then maybe eventually we will read it when it comes out. But I'm just saying, like, it doesn't have a release date, so it might not be this year. I just want to get your expectations like normalized a little bit. Like anticipation, sure, but like how many rumors have you heard that it's coming out this year? Where did you hear that?
It's a potential for this year.
This year is in like December 31st.
Can you just trust
God.
Pierce Brown, man?
Okay.
Just trust Pierce Brown.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Just need a little trust here.
I'm sorry. Continue.
All right, and then the last two, I still haven't finished Holly Gibney's story with Stephen King. So I need to check out If It Bleeds and read that short story there, and then I need to read Holly. So yeah, that's all I have on my list.
I have a few more that aren't fiction. I have The Read Aloud Family, Until the Streetlights Come On, and The Anxious Generation. So I think The Read Aloud Family is exactly what it sounds like. It's talking about how important reading aloud is.
Yep.
I think regardless of your age. Until the Streetlights Come On, I think that nails on I think it's the same author that wrote 1,000 Hours Outside, which I haven't.
Just getting your kids outside until the light streets come on.
I'm guessing that's what it is. It doesn't seem like a very dense book.
Yeah.
And then The Anxious Generation. I think a lot of people have heard about
Oh,
that.
yeah. I want to read that one.
Yeah, I thought that might be one that we could read together too.
Yeah. That would be a good one.
Yeah. I feel like my list doesn't seem that long, but also it does.
Yeah, it's a lot, but not a lot. Like,
Right.
It's
like
only, so Narnia has what, 8 books or 7?
Right, but like it's a total of 33 hours.
Yeah, so like that's technically, what is it, 8 or 7?
I have no idea.
1, 2, 3, 4, 7. There's 7 books in Narnia, and then Howling Dark, that's 8. Dune, 9. 10. Bloodsworn is 13. Red God, 14. 15, 16. Like, I only have 16 books.
So like I feel like that's a
So like, what would be a good goal, you think, for
like total books
for the year?
Well, I was just thinking about that. I was like, okay, so how many weeks are in a year? 52.
Yeah.
You take that in half. Yeah, what, 26 weeks? So that's like finishing a book once every 2 weeks. But like, honestly, right now we're averaging 3. So like the 15 to 20 books isn't out of the picture, especially like depending on how big the books are, right? Like I really think we're going to cook through the Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah, I do too.
But like the Dandelion Dynasty books last year were each like 3 books a piece.
I think it took me a solid like 4 or 5 months to
so like
read
there
that
were
whole
4 books, but like it kind of felt like there were 12.
Yeah.
So
Especially since they're slow reads.
Yeah, they were very dense. And yeah, just depends on how much sleep we're getting and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, I was honestly gonna say like a good stretch goal for me, I think, would be 20.
Yeah, I think 20s.
Because what did I do last year? I did 21 last year. So yeah, I think 20. And that included the see that my kids got my notebook.
Yeah, they tend to do that.
That was where I was gonna make my list of books to read, books I read this year, but I had to change it to a different page. Yeah. So books read last year, I had 21. So I do think 20 would be a good, because that included the Dandelion Dynasty, which.
But I mean, like if your epic fantasy.
Yeah, that could take a big chunk.
I feel like those are usually pretty dense.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm only committing to like trying reading 1 book of those.
Yeah.
1, maybe 2 of them.
That's fair.
Because if I committed to doing Wheel of Time, I think we'd be reading Wheel of Time until next year.
Until the Wheel of Time turns to next year. Oh, that was great.
I'm thinking of that little like carousel wheel from Fairy Tale.
Oh, yeah.
They put the dog on.
Uh-huh. Returns back time.
Yep.
Comes a young dog again. I am not surprised by our lists. I feel like I have a very average response to it, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Like this just feels like we're talking about something that we were already doing.
Yep.
Already planning on doing, like a very natural push. One thing that I think will be interesting to see is like how, like if we're able to do the Chronicles of Narnia together. I think that would be really fun.
That would be really fun if we have the time, if we like find the time for it.
Right.
So, yeah.
Like I wonder if that's even something that we could like, if like on a Sunday afternoon, kids wake up from their naps and they're just playing and we're just sitting and reading. Like that happens very rarely where everyone's calm enough for that to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of wonder if, I mean, I haven't read the reading
out loud with us, but like the kids are in the room, like not necessarily reading to them.
Yeah.
But like reading with them in the room.
Yeah. Like I don't think that we have to wait for the kids to be in bed, I guess is what I'm saying. Or like, if once again, all of this really hinges on the kids not needing attention. But like if both of us are in the kitchen and one of us is making dinner and like the other one could be reading.
Yeah.
If the kids aren't killing each other. Yeah. So just like different, who knows? Like it could be like a really fun little habit to get into.
Yeah, that would be fun. It was really fun with Harry Potter. So.
I know. I really enjoyed that.
But we also didn't have any kids.
We had a lot of time.
Yeah.
But these are also a lot smaller.
Yeah, they're, yeah. All right. We'll have all of these linked in the description below if you want to check any of them out. They are affiliate links, so they do help the channel. Like you don't pay any extra, so if you're already planning on purchasing any of these books, they're not going to be any extra for you. But if you use the links, they give us a little bit of kickback for referring you. So if you want to use those to support the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. We are pumped for these books. Let us know what your books you're wanting to read this year.
Yeah.
And if you want to join us for Narnia, that should be next.
Yeah.
Maybe not next week's episode next, but like
coming up next.
The next review that we're going to do is going to be Narnia.
Yeah.
So whether that's 2 episodes from now, 3 episodes from now, 4, I don't know, because we're going to be leaning on more topics than books every time. So, yeah.
All right. Sounds good. This was a fun talk. Yeah. Let us know your thoughts and we'll catch you in the next one.
Yep. See ya.
Bye.
Yeah, now